Unit 5, Lesson 7, 7.2 Phone Inventory. A store tracks the number of cell phones it has in stock and how many phones it sells. The table shows the inventory for one phone model at the beginning of each day last week. The inventory changes when they sell phones or get shipments of phones into the store. So here's the days of the week. This is the inventory and the change in their inventory. What do you think it means when the change is positive or when the change is negative? So when the change is positive, that means that they have a positive amount of cell phones in stock, like the inventory increases, and the negative means the inventory decreases. What do you think it means when the inventory is positive and negative? Positive would be that they have that many cell phones in the store to sell. Negative means that they have people who want to buy the cell phones, but they don't have enough of them in stock or in inventory, so that would be a negative. Based on the information in the table, what do you think the inventory will be on Saturday morning? And explain your reasoning. So here's Monday, and it had a change of -2. So at the beginning of Tuesday, it's 16 because they had 18. They sold, we'll say 2 of them, so now they have 16 in stock. Sold 5, 11 in stock. Sold 7, they have 4 in stock. Then they sold 6. So on Friday, they're short 2 cell phones. They get 20 in. So what do you think that their inventory will be on Saturday? Their inventory on Saturday would be 18. Because if we have a -2, they were short 2, so once we get 20 in, they have to give those to the people that bought them, so that means they'll have 18 left on Saturday. Okay. What is the difference between the greatest inventory and the least inventory? Notice this word here. Difference means subtraction. So what's the difference between the greatest, that was 18, and the least, which was -2? The difference between those is 20, because 18 minus a negative is just like saying plus. So 18 plus 2 is 20. Solar power, 7.3. Han's family got a solar panel. Each month, they get a credit to their account for the electricity that is generated by the solar panel. The credit they receive varies based on how sunny it is. In January, they used $83.56 worth of electricity, and they generated $6.75 worth of electricity. Here is their electricity bill for January. So they got charged $83.56, but because they used their solar panels, they get a credit of $6.75. That means you're going to take that amount off their bill. So their total due was $76.81 because we took that and subtracted it from the $83.56. In July, they were traveling away from home and only used $19.24 worth of electricity. But their solar panel generated $22.75 worth of electricity. What is their amount due in July? Well, their power bill was $19.24, but they get a credit of $22.75. So that would be like saying they have -$19.24, that's how much they owe, but they get a credit of $22.75. Notice that I'm going to not put those as positive and negatives because I want to use the same signs as this one. So their bill is $19.24, but they get a credit of this amount because that's what we did over here too. So how much is their bill? Well, right now we have a positive and a negative. Notice the negative's bigger, so they're actually going to not owe any money. They're going to have a credit of something. What is their credit? So we'll take $22.75, and we're going to take away $19.24 from it. 5 minus 4 is 1, 5, 12 minus 9 is 3. So they actually have a credit of $3.51 because they only use this amount, but because of their solar panels, they got a credit. So they actually don't owe any money. This would be like towards their next month's bill, then they would be able to take that off. The table shows the value of electricity they used and the value of electricity they generated each week for a month. What is due for this month? So this is how much power they used. This is how much their solar panel generated, so they get a credit for. So let's see what they owe this month. We're going to take all of these and add them up. So 5 plus 8 plus 2 plus 5. So 13, 15, 20. So 0, 6 and 7's 13, 14. So 4, 5 and 8 is 13, and 4 is 17. And 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So their bill is $77.40. Let's see how much credit. I'm just going to add these, and then we'll put a negative sign back in front when we're done, because really we're combining a whole bunch of negatives to make a bigger negative. So 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 6 is 13. 4 plus 9 is 13, and 7 is 23. 8 and 8 is 16, and 7 is 23, and 5 is 28. So they have a credit of $28.33. So their bill was $77.40, but we're going to take away $28.33 in credit. Let's see what they have left to pay. 17 minus 8 is 9, and 6 minus 2 is 4. So their bill this month is only going to be $49.07 because they were able to take away credit from their solar panel. What is the difference between the value of electricity generated in week 1 and week 2? Difference, there's that word again. So we're subtracting. Week 1, and we want to know the electricity generated. So week 1 was negative $6.33 minus week 2. Week 2 was another negative $8.94. Notice we have two negatives. So that's going to be a plus $8.94 and a minus $6.33. So $8.94 minus $6.33, 162. So it is a positive $261 for week 1 and week 2. How about the difference between week 2 and week 3? Week 2, and notice it's different, so minus. So week 2 is a negative $8.94 minus week 3 was a negative $7.70. Two negatives become a positive. So we have a negative $8.94 and a positive $7.70. I see that this one is bigger, so my answer is going to be a negative, but we're just going to subtract them now. $8.94 minus $7.70. 4, 2, 1. So a negative $1.24. That would be the difference between week 2 and week 3. So notice when you go to do these, you have to pay attention to which is positive, which one's negative. If your bigger number to start off is a positive, your answer will be positive. If your bigger number to start off is a negative, your answer will be negative. This one you could try in your book too. If you go to Unit 5, Lesson 7, it says plot these points on a coordinate grid. So let's do that first. 5, 4. So this first number is always your x, your second number is always your y. Positive 5, positive 4. So over 5, up 4, and put a point. 5, negative 2. So over 5, down 2. Negative 3, negative 2. Negative 3, negative 2. And negative 3, 4. Negative 3 and positive 4. What shape is made if you connect the dots in order? So if I took a line And I connected them and I went from here, whoops, try to make a line. There's 1, 2, and we connect them in order. If you connect the dots in order, so actually I should have started at this one and went down to here first, and then over, and then up. That wouldn't have been in order, and I probably should have labeled them also. This one was A, this was B, this one is C, and this one was D. So they make a rectangle. What are the side lengths of figure ABCD? The side lengths, well, from here to here is how many units? This was 3 units, and then this is 5 units, so that's an 8, and if that one's an 8, so is this one. And then how long are these side lengths? This is 2 units down, and this was 4 units up, so a total of 6. So the side lengths are 6 and 8, and it made a rectangle. What is the difference between the x coordinates of B and C? Difference, so I know I'm subtracting. The coordinates of B and C, the x coordinates. This is x, this is y, this is x. Whoops, let me move this back up, sorry. And this is x and this is y. The x coordinates of B. So 5 minus -3. That would be 8 because 5 plus 3 is 8. If you notice that, that was 8 units down. How about what is the difference between the x coordinates of C and B? Well, let's go back up to it again. The difference between C is -3 and B was 5. -3 minus 5 more is -8. So the differences, or how do the differences of the coordinates relate to the distances between the points? Well, if you notice, either way, it's still 8 units because that is the absolute value. From this x coordinate to this x coordinate, no matter which way you go, it's still 8 units in between. So the difference of coordinates just relates to the absolute value between the 2 points.